I'm gonna be real with you. I was very apprehensive about this title's existence.
I'm here to kill chaos. That's my mission.
I saw this man's name. No!
My last experience with Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja touching Final Fantasy was Dissidia NT, and that put a very sour taste in my mouth. If you don't know what I mean, bless your heart and stay pure, my child. When the game was first shown, I saw that it was in the style of their game Neo, which I've played, so that slightly put my mind at ease. Thanks to Square Enix for providing me a copy, I was able to play the game and really get my full opinion of it. I've played 80% of the mainline Final Fantasy games, and Final Fantasy 1 was not one of them. So my knowledge on the game is only limited to major character names, such as the Warrior of Light himself, Princess Sarah, and Garland. With that in mind, after completing Stranger of Paradise, it really made me want to get the Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster. I, surprisingly enough, enjoyed this game. Jack, the main character, his dialogue throughout the game is absolutely meme-worthy, but as you progress, you see there's a little more to him than his thirst to kill chaos. It always made me chuckle when he interacted with his companions, NPCs, and even the bosses. His no-nonsense, hurry-the-hell-up attitude was kinda refreshing, to be honest.
You know who we are?
I'm a dark elf, you see. And we dark elves...
Just tell us about the crystals. That's all I want to know.
Good, good. Those who are to forge the future mustn't be concerned with trivialities.
Even though the game is a retelling of Final Fantasy 1, it is actually a Final Fantasy series homage game in disguise. Every zone you go through is labeled with the word dimension with a corresponding number in its description before you fully load in. So it really made me look forward to where I was going to next. The second area that you go to pays homage to my first Final Fantasy I ever owned, Final Fantasy 13. Fight me if you've got some slick shit to say. The level takes place in a different version of the Sunleth waterscape. I love that it even utilized the zone's weather mechanics where using the weather orb, it changed the environment and what enemies you fought. It also played motif renditions of the Sunleth waterscape theme as you progress through the level, and they even gave cryptic titles for section within the zones. For example, when I saw Pass of the Branded, it had me so excited. For those that don't know, the cast of Final Fantasy 13 gets brands on their bodies that change the course of their lives. Further in the game, I got to Dimension 15, and they had the audacity to make a rendition of Somnus. If you're like me and was foaming at the mouth for Versus 13 for years and had Somnus on your MP3 player, phone, or whatever, you recognize the song anywhere. Be it here or in the secret movie for Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm looking at you, Nomura. You ain't slick. Anyways, love the Easter eggs in this game. They did a really good job with them. But how does the game play? Well, let's get right into that. I found the combat really fun and rewarding when you fully master it. I played the game on normal difficulty, but the game was still challenging and didn't leave me feeling bored. To me, what really made me enjoy the combat was the job system. Can't be Final Fantasy without it. By the end of my playthrough, I found myself rocking Sage and Samurai, but the last boss was giving me a bit of a headache, so I ended up swapping out Samurai for Red Mage. Speaking of gear, if I were to have a gripe, it is the RNG system for the gear.
I ain't getting no Samurai gear. It's just ghetto.
I feel like they tried to make the game more grindy than necessary. Like, I get you want replayability, But that's why you have the side missions after completing the zones, no? Or the fact that if I so choose, I can replay the game on a harder difficulty since you've given me that option. So I think the thing with the RNG on the gear is highly unnecessary. And while on the topic of difficulty, Square, Koei Tecmo, Team Ninja, whoever I gotta talk to, why have your paid DLC locked behind the hardest difficulty? In what world does that make sense? I was only provided a game code and I was thinking about buying the season pass since I was having fun, but hearing that mess about a requirement for the DLC made me rethink my purchase. Why offer difficulty options when there are none for the people who want to play the DLC that they paid for? Yeah, no, they can keep that until some changes are made. Despite those blemishes, Stranger of Paradise was a fulfilling experience that I can recommend in full confidence. This game has my stamp of approval. Again, thank you Square Enix for providing me a game code. This experience was one to remember. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with your friends. I appreciate the time you've given me and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.